Before we jump into our grind, I just want to say a couple things. Most important is thank you all so much for the amazing, ridiculous amount of support that has been coming through on the videos and the channel. It means an insane amount to me. It's the reason I do this. I just love making people smile, and as long as I know somebody out there smiling, having a good time, well, I'm a happy dude, and well, I have no complaints in that area. And the second thing is well, I live in the Midwest, and we have been getting ravaged by tornadoes and thunderstorms here recently. Now, don't worry, your boy and all my fam and everybody I know are perfectly fine, but it has caused a whole bunch of power outages. So I apologize for the delay on this episode. It should have been out many days ago, but well, here we are, and well, here it is. But there wasn't really nothing I could do about that because can't really record if I don't have power. But I'm excited for this one. This one's going to be mainly about, well, as the title says, loose ends and new plans, and we got big plans. Well, welcome back, my people, my dudes, my fam. We are jumping right into this one. Oh, by the way, you see that little building right there? That's our dried kelp farm. Don't know what I'm going to do with dried kelp, but if I need it, it's there. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, well, like I was saying, we are getting right into this because we have lots of big plans for this episode. In the last couple chapters, well, we've been grinding on this city, and I love it. It was taxing my brain as I was doing it, but as I got closer and closer and closer to being done, it's beautiful. The end result is amazing. But yeah, so we are almost done with the entire actual city. I might throw in a couple buildings later, but the actual city is done. Coming here real shortly. Don't worry, we're not doing this the whole episode. And the more important thing is we want to turn this little bottom here into a deep dark. And now that's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of time. As we start this, we're on day 1200, and as we get close to being done, we're almost at 1300. So I've pretty much given up on the 100 days per episode. That just ain't happening because our projects are just getting too big. But that's not a bad thing. It's really not. If anything, it's probably a cool thing because I'm just going to put in more and more work in every episode. So anyways, I'm going to shut up for a little bit, play a little bit of music, and we are going to rock this city out. All right, so now we start utilizing iron golems to just kind of kill things passively as we go, as well as our skeleton spawner to drop them in certain locations. But we quickly realize that we do not have enough catalysts. I thought they would grow catalysts, they do not. So we have to do a little quick side mission. And this side mission goes south pretty quick, triggering our first shrieker. And then right away, another shrieker. Now, luckily, before this, we had gotten some catalyst without any trouble. But it starts quickly getting scary because that's number 3 in really close succession, and we say we're out of here. But on the way out, well, yeah, we do summon the big bad warden, and we quickly get out of here because he will one-shot us. I don't know what this dude's problem is. Like, why is he this grumpy? Like, just chill out a little bit, bro. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just like stealing stuff from your city. You just chill out. Now, at some point, we're probably going to have to go back to that ancient city. So here's the question. Is that warden going to be waiting for me when I do? Yeah, I don't really want to find that out. But anyways, we have infinite iron. And when I say infinite, like 4 double chest full of iron blocks from our farm. It works really good. So we just utilize a ton of iron golems. Just keep building them. We also have ridiculous amount of pumpkins from our farm. And we just let these things naturally grind away to the mobs at night. I could have built it myself, but I really just wanted it to spread naturally. I just figured it would look cooler, and I'll just touch up the areas it doesn't spread to. But I thought it came out pretty cool. And of course, I'm going to build some structures down there at some point. So we spent 100 days working on this city just for the intro. Yeah, it was fun actually. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed building that crane over there. I don't know why. I like cranes. They're pretty cool. I normally don't put anything on the end of the crane though. And I enjoyed doing that. But anyways, I am done with this city for the episode. Now, it's clearly not done, but it is really close to being done. Let me show you some of the things that we're going to add eventually, but just not right now. So all up here, there's going to be some buildings and some other like industrial things, but I miss some materials. I want to utilize some dark prismarine, and well, I'm out of dark prismarine. And along these walls, I'm going to take out most of the frog lights, and I'm going to put in soul lanterns. I also don't have enough of those to do right now. So I stopped using the skeleton spawner to spawn the skulk because it was really unnecessary at this point. I modified our little slime spawner here to just passively do it, and I put a bunch of golems down there. Eventually, it's going to spread pretty far up, and we're just going to let it do its thing naturally. But yeah, this is the city. I would do a fly down and just kind of like a flyby down there, but the shriekers will explode your eardrums. Like it's a lot. So we're not going to do that. Instead, I want to go do some fun things, some low-key things for just a little bit. Maybe, play with some animals, give them some names, and, I don't know, maybe build a farm or something. Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's try that. I have really been enjoying reading all your comments. I love it. It's probably my favorite part of doing this YouTube thing. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. And, well, I got a comment from Rowie. And, well, I got the idea, well, thanks to them, about a name for this doggy here. I modified it a little bit. It's kind of based on the name of their dog, combining some things together. So here we go. We have Howligan. Yeah. It's not narcissistic, okay? It's his own name. Yeah, he's not a mini-me. Meh, let's go find something to do. Now, I have talked about building an inn here like 6 times, and I finally got my inspiration. I'm going with like a medieval German inn, maybe Swedish, I don't know. But, yeah, I got some ideas for it, but I'm going to need a little bit of supplies. Main one being white terracotta. Now, I normally don't use terracotta in any builds. At least I never really have in the past. So we head off to get as much white terracotta as we need. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to share a little story with you guys. Something happened off camera that I really wish I would have recorded. I almost died in the stupidest of ways. Yeah, I was digging for just a little bit of basalt right outside of our portal in the nether, and, well, I burned to death, and my totem saved me. And I panicked because I kind of forgot I even had the totem. Anyways, I'm still alive, and, well, I only got 1 totem left. And we were over here anyways, so we decided we wanted to get some of this dripstone. It was wide open, pretty safe, and, well, I got some plans for this as well. So we head back home, and we get ready to go build. After all the grinding we've been doing, I just kind of wanted to just have some chill vibes while we rock this inn out. And I think it came out pretty cool. I've been messing around with new color palettes, and it's been fun because, well, I don't like getting stuck in the same patterns. Now, you might be wondering why I use shaders for some stuff and not for other scenes. Well, that's not really because I like the shaders. It's because Minecraft has a bad habit of just raining at the worst time and messing up your footage. So the shaders help with that. That's generally why, if I'm using shaders, that's probably why. Every once in a while I'll use it for a cinematic, but not usually. So we want this inn to have some bartenders in the middle. You'll see them here shortly. And as we're doing this, we're just thinking about all the big plans we have coming, because we have so much stuff that we want to do. It's really not a matter of what we're going to do, it's when we're going to do it. Here's some examples. I want to build a sky city. Oh yes, a city in the sky. I want to build a royal zoo. I want to build a giant residential area next to the castle. I want to drain an ocean monument. And the list goes on and on and on. So like I said, it's a matter of what do we want to do next. But yeah, so I'm getting into the decorative phase of this, and I was having fun with it. I was just kind of vibing and just rolling with whatever. I didn't do the top part of the interior, and I did that for a reason, because I have big plans involving a layup there. You know what? I'll just spoil it. I'm going to make it look like the Alea is performing on stage. Yeah, I just spoil my stuff. I don't keep secrets. But right there, we put honey blocks right there, so when we get our villagers in here, well, they're going to live here forever. They're going to be decorative, and they're going to give us some sweet deals, because we are going to cure these guys. And I just kind of whipped an interior together. I'll probably change some stuff later, but, well, this is what I had on my brain at the time. And I was just kind of shaping things out at this point. I didn't really know what I wanted to go on that end of the inn right there. The end of the inn. Ha 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 ha. But I did want a little pond here, and I wanted it to be raised up. So we do get ourselves some villagers. We bred up a couple, and we let them get num-nummed real quick. I don't know why. That's always satisfying, just feeding them. I don't even know. I'm weird. And we cure these bad boys up. And that will give us a total of 4 of these guys. So that's pretty much all the redstone we're ever going to need for cheap, as well as glowstone and a couple other things. So that's a pretty sweet deal. Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty happy with the outcome of it. And then we get to just finishing up a couple details. We decided we wanted to put a cocoa bean farm here. No real reason. I didn't have a cocoa bean farm, and I thought it might look kind of cool. So, yeah, and then the outcome is pretty sweet. Now, the stone underneath it, I didn't mess with that too much because I have to terraform that whole cliffside. And, well, I'm not doing that right now because I have other things I want to do. Alright, so we're sitting on day 1320, and most of this episode is going to be about details. Lots of details, lots of loose ends, like that right there. But why is that just a hole? Why don't I have a window or something in there? Anyways, so we built our inn, and it took quite a while. But one of the things I want to do next is I need to build a raid farm. I really need it, because I have almost died so many times, from skeletons to piglin brutes to regular piglin, to lava twice. Lava actually got me once, and the totem saved me. And the list goes on and on. Oh my gosh, this game really wants me dead. But let me show you some of the plans we do have for this area. And I mentioned before, but this is going to be a big gatehouse, and it's going to kind of frame out this section. And it's going to have a bridge going over to that section with an additional gatehouse. Now, as far as what's going to go over there with it, I don't know yet. That might be where our zoo goes. I don't know, though. Now, this here is already set in stone. But I don't know exactly how I want to do it yet, because I want to make this a big metropolis, a big medieval city. And the city's going to go all the way to the bank. I want some of the houses to actually be like hovering over the bank, like on a cliffside. But that's our plan for this area. But right now, I want to go get totems so I don't die, because once this one's gone, I don't have any more. So we start heading off towards our future raid site, just passing our beautiful city. You know what? I'm going to say it was 100% worth the effort. I love it. But anyways, the location we chose was close to our mining desert that we've hit up several times. Because there was an outpost that we'd already raided, but it'll keep spawning captains. And near it was a nice little desert island. It was fairly flat, didn't really require too much work. So we start just kind of flattening it out a little bit more, because eventually we want to make this thing look pretty, like, well, not pretty, but like decorated. Almost like a ruined city, maybe? Not even a city, like a ruined, I don't know, something. Kidnapping a villager here. We could still see all the leather armor we were trading to one of the villagers to get a saddle when we got our second camel. This villager was not cooperating. He kept trying to run through the ocean to go back home. What a nerd. I say that jokingly because I myself am a nerd, and I love it. But we do get him in the hole, and we start just kind of building the farm. We didn't want this to be sand because we're going to lean into, I think, a stone build on this one. Now, it's worth noting that this is not my design. This is, well, I don't know who originally did it, but I learned how to do this from Voltrex. I believe that's how it's said. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done this design before, but dang it, it works pretty good. Alright, so our farm should be functional. But now it's time to go get some Bad Omen and see if it actually works. I assume it does. Let's see if I can go do this without getting attacked by Vexus, because I don't want to be trapped in a small room with Vexus. That could be really bad. But we're gonna see what happens. Let's go do this. Alright, I think it's safe to say that our farm works. Now, we need to make it look cool, though. Yeah. Now, you know your boy has to decorate everything. That's just how I do. But before I get too deep into this, I need to do like a little test to make sure it's not going to actually affect the functioning of the farm. And if it doesn't, I want to come back here and I want to put some palm trees in, custom palm trees, and a whole bunch of other decor. Let's try this out. So we do one last little check to make sure our decorations don't obstruct the farm at all, and they don't. They might slow it down a little bit, just getting snagged on a couple blocks, but it's not that big of a deal. We're not in that big of a rush. But yeah, it's just actually kind of peaceful watching all this go down, considering everything here wants to end our game. But they can't because we're safe. That worked out pretty well. They got snagged a couple of times, but nothing that's not doable. I am going to have to figure out some different designs and gather a bunch of supplies because, well, add another project to the list because I want to terraform this whole thing all the way to that island that connects to it. Yeah, just keep adding it up. But we're going to go home. We're going to work on the castle a bit, I think. Now, if you couldn't tell by now, that we're leaning pretty hard into the chillin' vibes on this episode, and it's really, really important to my brain because it got very, very taxed doing the last couple big builds we did. Not in a bad way. I'm not complaining at all. I had a blast doing it, but sometimes you just got to step back and just revamp your brain, and that's what I'm doing right now. Just doing some small details on the castle, and little things that you wouldn't think make a difference, but when you look back at them without it, it does make a big difference. And we needed ourselves a decent chicken coop. I've been meaning to build this for a while. I just, well, really didn't think of a design yet. And, well, the first design I come up with here, I do not like it at all. It looks really wonky, and I'm like, no, 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 we're going to switch that up. And that's perfectly fine. If you're new to this game or just like struggle with building, do never, that's not even real English. Never be afraid to switch your builds up. Like, play with different ideas. Like, once you have an idea, you do not have to stick with it. Like, through thick and thin. You can change it up. A lot of people like get stuck wanting to make something work even if it doesn't. Well, guess what? It's not bad to just completely restart. So, anyways, we wanted some decoration chickens too. And you know what? At some point, once we get enough eggs and, well, we'll never need chickens again, we might release all these dudes. I don't know if I want that many chickens running around my world, but oh, they don't have to be cages up forever. And we're not stopping yet. The build train keeps on going. So we start clearing out a little spot here to build ourselves a farmhouse. And I want this farmhouse to be a little fancier than your average farmhouse. Like, it's very, very successful. And the shaders come in because, well, the stupid rain messes up my stupid build yet again. Oh, how stupid. That's a lot of stupids. So anyways, we get to just decorating it up. Once again, just playing with things on the fly. I don't plan crap, and that's the way I like to do it. The end result of this one came out pretty good. I wouldn't say it's my best, but I have no regrets about it. Now, at the bottom of this is going to be our wheat farm. We're going to dig down and utilize 2 villagers who can do nothing but to harvest wheat. We're going to fill their inventories with seed so they cannot pick up the actual wheat, and hoppers will pick up the wheat instead. So that's going to be very, very important for all the mud needs we have. And of course we dug into the side of this cliff, so we had to fix it. We can't just have a bunch of dirt laying around because, well, dirt's one of my pet peeves, at least regular dirt. Coarse dirt and rooted dirt, pretty awesome. And sometimes I'll even leave that in the side of a cliff, but regular dirt, I do not dig it, literally. And to frame this out, we're going to do a big wheat field. Now, I wanted this to like climb up the side of the mountain, and when it grows all the way, it's going to be pretty cool. And what this also does is allows us to frame a path to go up to behind the castle, where we, of course, we have more plans up that way. There's really always plans. It never ends. Which, if it did, then I wouldn't be playing this game. But, yeah, anyways. We start doing this massive, massive path, and weirdly enough, this path took a while, like, because I'm very meticulous, and, well, I was even bummed when I was doing the path because I had been out of rooted dirt for a while, so I'm going to have to go get a whole bunch more really, really soon. But for right now, we're just working with the coarse dirt and the pods oil and the other things we have. We'll come back and detail it a little bit later. So we're getting close to 1,400 days on this episode, and, well, I want to do another build. And now, this build, I don't know if I will do the decoration portion of it. It's going to be our wool farm, and I need it. I need it for a lot of different things, and, well, I'm going to at least get it functional. And we might have to come back and decorate it another day because, well, we've already put in a ton of work on this one. Now, we were going to do it over there, but that's just not close enough for it to be always active. It's not like the iron farm. If you're not around the area, it won't work. So we're going to go gather a bit of dye and all that whatnot, and we're going to build this little sheep farm real quick. We start getting ourselves prepared for this build coming up, and we had already gotten all our redstone components as well as our glass, all our hoppers, dispensers, observers, hopper minecarts. You actually have to use that for this one. I don't know if there's a way to do it without it, but it's not that hard to do, and we have more iron than we could ever use in like 50 lifetimes. No big deal. So we want to make sure we have all 15 dyes. We don't need the white dye because, well, all the sheep are already white. One of the most peaceful things in this game for me is like collecting dyes and like building boxes for a build that I know is coming up. Just because it's something satisfying. Like you know you have everything ready. Nothing's going to be left out. You don't have to run back and find other crap. Nope, you're ready to go. Anyways, this is going to be like a cathedral dedicated to Jeb, as well as our wool farm. At least that's what I'm going for. But yeah, we start hoarding our, hoarding, I don't even think that's the right word. Herding, yeah, English, all our sheepies into a little pen. And we decided we want to go ahead and get rid of this little beacon platform because we're not going to use it anytime soon. And our beacon's over at the Steampunk City anyways. Let's go. All right, so we're sitting here on day 1364, put in about 200 days worth of work. And our sheep farm here, even though it looks kind of bland right now, it's cranking away. Now, these sheep are very loud, and I have the volume turned pretty far down. But we're going to put banners indicating each color of wool that we get from them. And we're going to put an altar right here. And that's where Jeb is going to rule his other sheep from. And right here, going to have a bunch of like weird pews. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, big cathedral Gothic design, for sure. Now here, look at that. Look at that, our wheat farm just kind of growing in and looking pretty cool. Yeah. But anyways, this is probably where we're going to have to call this one. I do want to do one last thing. I just want to do a cinematic flyby of everything we've accomplished. Well, at least on the castle. We already saw the steampunk city. Taking a look at everything we've accomplished this chapter, I am extremely proud. I struggled a little bit on this one, just because, like I said, there was power outages, and well, my brain was a little frazzled. I kept having to take breaks that I didn't want to take, and lost track of my time. But I couldn't be happier, and more importantly, we're working towards them next 1,000 days. We got big plans for the future. Next episode is going to start a big project. And it's going to be really cool. That's all I'm going to say. Now, normally I spoil things, but not on this one. All I'm going to tell you is that we're jumping right back into the grind. As soon as this posts, the next one starts. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Awesome. Hope you have a lovely day.